Hello again. In this video, we will talk about the degrees of adjective. In our previous videos, we learned about different kinds of adjectives. In this video, we will learn that how degrees of the adjective are used in a sentence and how they affect the meaning of the sentence or a noun. Adjective has 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. What is the function of adjective? Especially when we talk about its degrees, that when the degrees of adjectives are used, they make the comparison of quality between nouns. As we have already learned that adjective adds to the meaning of noun, it shows its quality, maybe negative or positive quality, its height, size, and other such things. But when we have two persons or two things and they have any quality, it is not necessary that both of the nouns have the same degree of the quality. Some nouns have a lesser or less degree of the quality and others have more. So to show this thing, we use different types of degrees or different degrees of adjective. Let us first of all start with the common mistakes we have seen the new learners make. The first sentence is, he is tall from me. The sentence is wrong. In the institutes or the places where translation method is used to teach English as a second language, students simply take the literal meaning of the words. When they say from gives the sense of comparison and the meaning of tall is same and there is no any issue with that, but the sentence is wrong. English grammar says that if you are comparing two things or two nouns, like if I'm comparing a one noun with the other noun, I have to use a comparative degree. And if there is no comparison between the nouns, then I use positive degree. And if I am comparing the quality of one noun with more than one nouns, then I won't use a comparative degree. I will use the superlative degree. So, positive degree, no comparison. Comparative degree, comparison between two nouns. And superlative degree, comparison of one noun with more than one nouns. Keeping this information, if we apply the rule on this sentence, the sentence is wrong. So I can't say he is tall from me. I have to use the comparative degree of tall. And the comparative degree of tall is taller. So the right sentence is, he is taller than me. That's the right sentence and that will convey the right meaning. Let's have a look at another sentence. She is intelligent from all students. Wrong. Here we are making the comparison of one person with more than one persons. That means on the one side we have one person, on the other side we have more than one persons. So now I won't use the comparative degree, but I will go for the superlative degree. And the superlative degree of intelligent is most intelligent. How the degrees are formed, I'll make a separate video on that thing. So the right sentence will be, she is the most intelligent of all students. So this is the common mistakes students make when the concept or the question of degrees come. Let us have a look at another practical example of the degrees where they are used in a natural paragraph or in a practical paragraph, that is the part of some newspaper or some report. Let's have a look at it. The flying train. Now here the comparison of the flying train will be made with different other transports. So the flying train will carry more people than jet. Here I am talking about the capacity of jet and a flying train, and the capacity of the flying train will be more as far as the seating capacity is concerned. So I am using here comparative degree. Then, but fewer means fewer people, and here again I am fewer people than a ship. Now I am talking about the capacity, seating capacity of ship with the seating capacity of flying train. So I am using here comparative degree. And then it will use the least fuel of any fast transport. Here I am using superlative degree. Means we have ship, we have jet, that are two different modes of transport, and other transports they use fuel, and the flying train also uses fuel. But when we compare the consumption, flying train has least. Here I am comparing flying train with jet and ship and any other modes of transport. So I am making the comparison of one thing with more than one nouns. That's why I am using here superlative degree. Then any fast transport, here I am using positive degree because I am not using or comparing transport with any other transport. Here simply I am using positive degree because there is no concept of comparison. Let us have a look at the various degrees of these words like more, fewer, least and fast. The positive degree of more is much and many. Much is used when we talk about uncountable noun, and many is used when we talk about countable noun. Its comparative degree is more, since here is the comparison between two things, jet and flying train's capacity. So I am using here comparative degree, and its superlative degree is most. Then few is a positive degree, and its comparative degree is fewer, and its superlative degree is fewest. Again I am making the capacity, seating capacity of ship with the train, comparison between two. So I am using here comparative degree, which is fewer. Few is positive, fewest is a superlative degree. Then it will use the least fuel. Here I am using superlative degree, that is the superlative degree of little. Its comparative degree is less or lesser in some cases, and superlative degree is least. Since I am comparing the fuel consumption of flying train with ship, jet and other modes of transport, that's why I am using here the superlative degree. Fast is a positive degree, its comparative degree is faster, and superlative degree is fastest. As there is no concept of comparison, that's why I am using here fast. That I have already explained it. Fast transport, no comparison, more and fewer people, comparison between train, jet and ships capacity, the least fuel comparison of train with any other fast transport. So this is the concept of degrees of adjective. When I said here this sentence is wrong because the person is using the positive degree in the sense of comparative degree. I say this is wrong because here again the positive degree is used in the sense of superlative degree. Let's have a look at one more example to make things more clear. Your attitude is bad with us. I'm using here bad. Bad is the positive degree. Its comparative degree is worse and its superlative degree is worst. Since there is no comparison, your attitude is bad, means I'm not comparing his attitude with anything else or the way he deals with us with anything else. That's why I'm using here positive degree. But her attitude with us was worse than her brother. Here, her attitude with us, her attitude with her brother, we are making the two attitudes she shows or the way she behaves with two different people. So the way she behaves with us is worse, not as good as with her brother. That's we are using here comparative degree. His attitude with me was the worst of all students. Means in the class there were many other students. He was behaving in quite a different way with rest of the other students. But when it was my turn, his attitude was worst. So here I am comparing his attitude that he meted out to me with the attitude he meted out to rest of others. And others, when I say, means they were more than one. And that's why I'm using here worst, the superlative degree of the adjective. I hope the things are very clear. Now how the degrees are made and what are the regular and irregular degrees, I'll be making separate videos on that thing. I hope the concept of the use of different degrees is very clear until here, but if still you have any confusion, don't hesitate to ask. Until my next video on this topic, bye bye.